Elaris raised the knife, her hands steady, her breathing calm. Her target stood just a few steps away, Kael. One strike, that's all it would take. She had done this before, many times. Clean, quiet, no hesitation. But the moment Kael turned and looked at her, everything changed. He didn't flinch. He didn't step back. He smiled, softly. "Do it, Elaris." That was the moment she hesitated. Elaris wasn't supposed to hesitate. She was trained for this, raised in silence, shaped into a weapon. No emotions, no attachments, just missions. And Kael? He was just another assignment. A threat powerful enough to destroy everything she served. So they sent her to eliminate him. Simple. At least, it was supposed to be. Because from the very beginning, Kael didn't act like a target. The first time she got close to him, it was almost too easy. He let her in without suspicion, spoke to her like he had known her for years, trusted her without asking a single question. That alone should have been enough to make her walk away. But what unsettled her even more was what he said. "You don't belong where you came from. You're not what they made you." He said it so casually, like he understood something about her that even she didn't. Elaris should have finished the mission right there. Instead, she stayed. Days turned into weeks, and what started as observation slowly became something else. She told herself she was waiting for the perfect moment, but deep down, she knew the truth. She didn't want to do it. Because Kael wasn't just kind, he saw her. Not the weapon she was trained to be, but the person buried underneath it. The silence she carried, the walls she built, the pain she never spoke about. He understood all of it, and somehow he always knew when she was about to leave. "Stay," he would say quietly, and every time, she did. Until one night, everything fell apart. Elaris found something she was never meant to see. A file. Old records, hidden away. Her name was on it. So was her past. And right beside it, Kael. Her heart stopped. Because the truth staring back at her didn't make sense. Kael wasn't just her target. He was part of her past. A past she couldn't remember. She confronted him that same night, her grip tight around the knife, her eyes filled with anger and confusion. "Who are you?" Kael didn't move, didn't defend himself. He just looked at her, calm, almost relieved. "You finally found it. Tell me the truth," she demanded, her voice unsteady. For the first time, his smile faded. "We were never supposed to meet like this," he said quietly. "You were taken. They erased everything. Your memories, your past, me." Elaris shook her head, stepping back. "No, that's not possible." "You used to choose me," Kael continued. "Every time." Her grip tightened. "Stop lying." But Kael didn't argue. He stepped closer instead, slow and careful, like approaching something fragile. "Go ahead," he whispered. "Finish your mission." And that's when it hit her. For the first time in her life, Elaris didn't know what her mission was anymore. Her hand trembled, the knife hovering just inches from his chest. Everything she had been trained to do screamed at her to end it. But her heart, it was breaking. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked softly. Kael's expression softened. "Because if I did, you wouldn't stay." Silence filled the space between them, heavy with everything left unsaid. And then, Elaris made her choice. She stepped forward and dropped the knife. For a brief moment, everything felt still, like maybe, just maybe, she had chosen him. But then, a sharp click echoed through the air. Elaris froze. A voice emerged from the shadows, cold and familiar. "You were never supposed to remember." Slowly she turned, and her blood ran cold, because standing behind her was the one who trained her, the one who erased her past. And this time, they weren't here to give orders. They were here to finish the mission themselves. Kael stepped in front of her instantly, ready to fight. But before Elaris could react, before she could say anything, everything went dark. And the last thing she heard was a whisper, "You'll forget him again." Should Elaris fight to remember Kael or lose him forever?